Welcome to the Deep Dive. Today, we're taking a close look at a segment of the personal care and beauty industry that's quietly experiencing some pretty significant global expansion.
Mm-hmm.
It's an area that might actually surprise you with its rapid growth, and we'll unpack the data to reveal, why it's becoming such a compelling story.
And specifically, our focus today is the Polysaccharides Masks Market. Now, for those curious about the science bit, polysaccharides are essentially complex carbohydrate molecules. Think plant or marine sources often.
Right.
They're known for their incredible ability to hold on to moisture, loads of it.
Okay.
And this property makes these masks really exceptionally effective for deep hydration. That contributes to their, impressive skin rejuvenating and anti-aging benefits, makes them a real standout in the mask category, actually.
Interesting.
So yeah, this deep dive will extract the key insights from the latest market data to show you exactly how and why these masks are gaining such a widespread popularity across the globe.
That's right. Our mission, really, is to uncover this compelling story of growth, innovation, and truly global adoption. We want to reveal just how much this market is expanding.
Mm-hmm.
What's particularly fascinating, I think, is how the numbers reflect these deeper shifts in, consumer priorities.
Definitely.
Okay, let's unpack this then. When you look at the overall market, the growth trajectory is, it's quite impressive.
It really is.
Globally, the polysaccharides masks market generated sales of over, $440 million back in 2021?
Yep, around that mark.
But here's where it gets really interesting. That's projected to grow to over $660 million by 2025.
A big jump.
And then a staggering nearly $1.5 billion by 2033.
Incredible, isn't it?
That reflects an overall compound annual growth rate, the CAGR, of about 10.7%.
Sustained double-digit growth.
Exactly. That's a remarkable acceleration for an industry already known for pretty rapid trends. What does this kind of growth, especially for something as specific as masks, really tell us about, evolving consumer behavior?
Well, what's fascinating here isn't just the overall size, but how several powerful forces are sort of converging to create that surge. It's truly, like you said, a perfect storm of trends.
Okay.
We're seeing a significant increase in consumer awareness about overall skincare health, right? Not just superficial beauty.
Makes sense.
And this goes hand in hand with a growing demand for organic and natural ingredients. People are becoming much more mindful of what they actually put on their skin.
Yeah, definitely seeing that.
Then you have the rise of, let's call them, beauty-conscious consumers who are really willing to invest in effective, results-driven products.
They want stuff that works.
Precisely. And then think about the technological advances in dermal formulations. There are breakthroughs allowing these masks to deliver active ingredients deeper, more effectively,
So better results.
creating visible results that consumers are genuinely looking for. And finally, don't forget the surge in demand for high-quality at-home beauty treatments. It isn't just about convenience anymore. It reflects a broader cultural shift towards self-care, personalized wellness. These masks fit into that perfectly.
So it's not just one single factor, but a perfect storm, as you put it, a confluence of trends.
Exactly.
Okay, so with that impressive global growth in mind, the next logical question is, where exactly is this expansion concentrated?
Right.
Our data points pretty clearly to Asia-Pacific as the undeniable engine of this market. It's demonstrating truly explosive growth over there.
Oh, absolutely. It's a hotbed.
In 2021, its revenue was over $160 million, but that's projected to leap to nearly $575 million by 2033.
Wow.
Expanding at an annual rate of over 11%. That's huge.
And within Asia-Pacific, China is just a dominant force. It's expected to nearly quadruple its market size.
Quadruple.
Yeah, to over $240 million by 2033, growing at a really robust 11.9% annually.
Okay.
India is showing similarly explosive growth. It's set to expand its market more than threefold,
Right.
moving from around $30 million to over $110 million in the same period, with a very similar growth rate, actually, just under China's.
That's incredible momentum.
It is. And other established players like Japan, they're also projected to see substantial increases, nearing $60 million by 2033. South Korea, around $29 million.
Still significant numbers.
Definitely. But, the real story here might be the incredible momentum in the rest of APAC category.
Oh,
That's actually registering the region's highest growth, compounding at over 12% annually.
12%.
Yeah.
Higher than China or India.
Slightly higher, yeah. It suggests really widespread regional adoption, going way beyond just the major economies.
That is fascinating. It shows how these trends play out geographically. Okay, let's turn to North America then.
Okay.
While Asia-Pacific leads in sheer volume of new growth, North America, a region often seen as, a trendsetter in beauty.
Mm-hmm. A mature market.
It's certainly holding its own as a dominant player. It
Yeah.
saw impressive expansion from over $123 million in 2021 to an expected nearly $393 million by 2033,
Still very strong growth.
maintaining a strong annual growth rate of just over 10%.
And it's probably no surprise that the United States continues to play a significant role there.
The giant in the room.
Its revenue is projected to increase from nearly $97 million in 2021 to over $300 million by 2033. That's expanding at an annual rate of just over 10%.
Still double digits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And Canada is also contributing significantly, moving from nearly $17 million to over $55 million by 2033. Its growth rate is slightly higher, actually, about 10.6%.
Interesting.
And Mexico rounds out the picture, projected to grow from around $10 million to over $33 million, compounding annually at nearly 10.4%.
So across the board, strong growth in North America.
Yeah, the key insight there is the sustained, robust demand in these mature, highly beauty-conscious markets. They're definitely embracing these masks.
Okay, moving over to Europe now. This market was valued at nearly $98 million back in 2021.
Right.
And it's set to rise to over $317 million by 2033. So again, strong growth with a solid annual growth rate of about 10.5%.
Very consistent.
What's notable here, I think, is the steady, consistent growth across many diverse economies within Europe.
That's right. Germany really stands out as the European leader here.
Oh.
It's projected to grow from nearly $20 million in 2021 to over $67 million by 2033. That's an annual growth rate of nearly 11%.
Strong performance.
The United Kingdom follows pretty closely, projected to reach over $35 million by 2033 from roughly $10.5 million in 2021, growing at about 10.75% annually.
Also very healthy.
But what's also notable, similar to APAC, is the impressive 11.6% annual growth for the rest of Europe.
Again, the rest of category leading the growth.
Yeah, it's surging from around $17 million in 2021 to over $65 million by 2033.
Wow.
This indicates strong, albeit perhaps less publicized, growth pockets throughout the continent, including countries like France, Italy, Russia, Spain, all seeing significant increases in market value.
So it's not just the big players driving it everywhere. Fascinating.
Yeah.
Okay, shifting south now. South America's market growth is also pretty noteworthy.
Yes, definitely one to watch.
Projected to expand from roughly $28.7 million in 2021 to over $113 million by 2033. That's a strong annual growth rate of nearly 10.9%.
Brazil is identified as the region's largest contributor there.
Yeah.
It's projected to nearly quadruple its market size.
Another quadrupling.
Almost. Reaching almost $40 million by 2033, up from just under $10 million in 2021.
Impressive.
And again, similar to other regions, the rest of South America also shows impressive momentum, an annual growth rate of just under 11%.
Okay.
Moving from around $10 million in 2021 to over $40 million by 2033, it really points to a broad regional embrace of these mask benefits.
Seems universal almost. Okay. Finally, let's group the Middle East and Africa together.
Emerging markets, yeah.
Starting with the Middle East, it's forecasted to expand from over $21 million in 2021 to over $64 million by 2033, growing annually at just over 9%.
Still solid growth. The UAE, for instance, is projected to grow to over $7 million by 2033.
Okay.
And we're seeing steady growth across other key countries, too, like Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Egypt, Qatar.
Yeah.
It's definitely an emerging market, but with significant potential.
Right. And then in Africa, the market is progressing from around $10.6 million in 2021 to nearly $36 million by 2033, growing at an annual rate of about 9.6%, slightly higher than the Middle East.
Yeah, and Nigeria really stands out there. It's showing very robust growth.
How so?
From about $2.7 million in 2021 to over $9.4 million by 2033, compounding annually at nearly 9.8%.
Oh, strong leader there.
And South Africa is also expected to contribute significantly, reaching over $15 million by 2033, with the rest of Africa hitting over $11 million.
So even in regions with lower initial market sizes.
Exactly. These figures highlight how the demand for effective natural skincare is clearly on the rise, pretty much everywhere.
So wrapping this all up, what does this all mean for you listening?
Yeah, what's the big takeaway?
It's clear, I think, that the polysaccharides masks market is absolutely flourishing worldwide. It's driven by these core consumer preferences for organic, deeply hydrating skincare,
And the tech.
combined with continuous technological advancements. Yeah. What we've seen today is that every single region, really, from North America's already mature skincare consumers to Asia's booming beauty market,
Every single one.
is contributing significantly to this surge.
Yeah.
It's a real testament, I think, to the universal appeal of effective natural self-care solutions.
It absolutely is. And this raises, I think, an important question for all of us to consider.
Oh.
As consumers increasingly prioritize wellness and natural ingredients in their personal care, well, how might this trend reshape not just the beauty industry itself, but also our broader perceptions of self-care and maybe even global health over the next decade?
That's a great point.
It's something to reflect on, how these growing market segments maybe reflect a deeper shift in what we value for our well-being and what future innovations might emerge to meet this evolving demand. Have you ever found yourself maybe standing in the skincare aisle just completely overwhelmed? So many choices, and you wonder, what makes this one different? Or, why do certain trends just explode? Suddenly everyone's talking about them, saying they'll totally change your routine. Well, today we're doing a deep dive into one of those really dynamic areas, the polysaccharide masks market. Our insights for this discussion come from some pretty compelling industry analysis. Specifically, we're looking at key bits from polysaccharide masks, trends, growth, and future of skincare. So our mission here is to kind of unpack what's driving this market, understand the unique stuff about these masks, the challenges they face, and then look at the cool innovations coming up. Basically, give you a shortcut to getting up to speed. And this area, wow, it's seeing some remarkable momentum, both in new products and just people wanting them.
Yeah, it's fascinating. And it fits into this much bigger picture. The beauty industry has really shifted towards natural, organic skincare lately. And these polysaccharide masks, they're kind of at the forefront of that. They're based on these natural biopolymers. Think of them as nature's building blocks, right? Complex molecules, often sugars. We're talking things like hyaluronic acid, alginate, chitosan stuff extracted from plants from marine sources.
Okay, so not just fancy names then.
Not at all. They have real benefits, hydrating, anti-inflammatory properties. They help repair skin. And this ties perfectly into the whole clean beauty thing. Consumers want transparency, ethical stuff, products without certain controversial ingredients. It's really pushing brands to rethink how they formulate everything.
Right. So what is it specifically about these polysaccharides that makes people want them so much? Let's talk benefits. What's fueling the boom?
A big one seems to be the demand for anti-aging and hydration.
Definitely.
And the way these biopolymers work, it's not just adding moisture, right? It's more sophisticated. They form this kind of breathable layer. Exactly, a breathable barrier. Almost like a second skin over your actual skin.
And that locks in moisture, enhances elasticity.
Precisely. It helps the skin's own repair processes. It's a level of function that's pretty hard to replicate with synthetic ingredients.
Okay, so who's really valuing this? Is there a particular group driving demand?
Yeah, if you look at the demographics, these benefits really resonate with consumers aged, say, 30 and up. People who are becoming more focused on preventative skincare, restorative treatments. And you see this demand reflected in the uptake of premium facial masks, sheet masks, overnight treatments, that sort of thing.
Right.
Especially in markets where consumers are already pretty savvy about skincare. They know what they're looking for, and they're willing to invest in products that actually work.
Okay, that makes sense. And then there's the whole at-home skincare revolution that really took off, especially post-pandemic, didn't it?
Oh, absolutely. A massive shift.
People weren't going to spas as much, maybe looking for that salon quality result, but, from their couch.
And polysaccharide masks fit that perfectly.
Yeah.
It's almost like they were tailor-made for that moment.
How so? What makes them so good for home use?
Well, for starters, they're generally really easy to use, often less messy than, say, traditional clay masks. Plus, you've got the huge growth in e-commerce, direct-to-consumer platforms, brands selling straight to you online. That just made these quite sophisticated masks way more accessible to everyone, everywhere.
Okay, so the benefits are clear, the convenience factor is there, but it can't all be smooth sailing, right? Even booming markets have obstacles. Let's unpack some of the hurdles this market is facing.
Yeah, there are definitely challenges. One of the big ones is actually the cost. Getting high-purity polysaccharides. It's not cheap.
Ah, okay, so the natural aspect comes with a price tag.
Kind of a paradox, yeah. To extract and purify these things properly for cosmetics, you need advanced tech, really strict quality control, and all that drives up production costs.
Which means
Which means a lot of these products end up being premium priced, so they're less accessible for budget-conscious consumers. You see this particularly in developing regions, maybe where disposable income for high-end skincare isn't as high.
that's a real accessibility issue then. Interesting. And beyond cost?
Yeah.
So, what about the product itself? Keeping it stable, shelf life. You're dealing with natural ingredients here. Keeping them effective and, well, safe over time must be tricky.
Absolutely. That's a major consideration. If you don't use strong preservatives, which ties back into that clean beauty demand, sometimes these masks can be susceptible to microbial contamination.
Right, especially in certain conditions.
Yeah, think humidity, high temperatures. That poses a challenge for formulation, for packaging, for distribution. You have to ensure the product stays safe and effective right up until the consumer uses it.
It's a balancing act then, natural versus stable.
Exactly.
And the final hurdle, always a big one in beauty, regulations. Especially if you want to sell globally.
Oh, definitely.
It's not just one set of rules, is it? It's a maze. Does that complexity slow things down, maybe stifle certain innovations?
It absolutely can. You have challenges around the claims you can make natural, hydrating, anti-aging. What those words mean and what proof you need can vary hugely from country to country. This can cause significant delays in launching products. It increases development costs, especially if you're trying to market across, say, Europe, Asia, North America, all with different rules.
So smaller companies might struggle more.
Potentially, yeah. Larger companies often have whole teams just dedicated to navigating this regulatory landscape. It's complex.
Okay, so challenges exist. But despite that, you said the future looks dynamic. Let's shift to the brighter side. What are the exciting trends? Where is this heading?
Yeah, this is where it gets really interesting. We're seeing a big rise in fermentation-based and biotech-derived polysaccharides.
Like what?
Things like beta-glucan, certain types of hyaluronic acid.
Yeah.
The cool thing here is they're often produced using sustainable microbial fermentation.
So using microorganisms.
Basically, yeah, training tiny organisms to create these complex molecules. You get incredible purity, consistency.
And it's sustainable.
Very much so.
Yeah.
It aligns perfectly with clean-labeled beauty, green chemistry, big priorities for eco-conscious consumers today. It's really science beating sustainability in a powerful way.
That sounds like a game changer. And what else? I think you mentioned combination formulas earlier. Getting more bang for your buck in one product.
Exactly. Efficiency is key for a lot of people. So we're seeing formulas that blend polysaccharides with other active ingredients.
Like vitamins, peptides?
Yeah, active botanicals, peptides, niacinamide, things like that. The aim is to deliver multiple benefits: hydration, brightening, anti-aging, all in one single mask application.
So simplicity without sacrificing results.
That's the idea. People want powerful skincare, but maybe fewer steps in their routine.
Makes sense. And the last big trend you see shaping things.
It's this wave of premiumization and customization,
Yeah.
moving beyond just the formula to the whole experience.
Ah, so fancier formats,
Yeah.
making it feel more luxurious.
Precisely. Luxury brands are getting creative. They're rolling out things like biocellulose sheets. These are super fine fibers that cling to the skin amazingly well. Also hydrogel formats, even powder to gel DIY kits where you mix it yourself.
Oh, interesting. So it's partly about indulgence.
Partly indulgence, partly personalization. It makes the consumer feel more involved, more connected. And for brands, it's a great way to differentiate themselves, to stand out. It attracts those really beauty-savvy consumers who care just as much about the experience as the performance. So wrapping it all up, the polysaccharides masks market really looks well positioned for continued growth. It's tapping into these major consumer shifts, the move to natural skincare, the demand for effective at-home solutions, that desire for premium high-performance products. Yes, there are challenges: cost, stability, regulations, those are real. But the pace of innovation, especially in biotech, and this strong demand for multitasking, eco-friendly masks, it's really paving the way for a vibrant future here.
So, thinking about all this, what does it mean for you listening? Well, maybe next time you pick up a skincare product, perhaps one of these masks. Think beyond just the promises on the packaging. Consider the incredible science, the natural chemistry, the global market forces that brought it to the shelf, and maybe ponder, how will these natural biopolymers keep changing things? Not just our skin, but maybe the whole idea of what natural and effective skincare can be. Where does it go next?